A bunch of restocks this week on some of my personal favorite items in fishing, as well as some new products from some of our favorite brands. This is the drop. How's it going, guys? Travis here from Tackle Bros with my good friend Ashton, as usual, at QTR_46. I'm at Tackle Prez, and all of our main stuff is at Tackle Bros Fishing. And this is our regular Thursday weekly drop. Now, this week has been a cool week for us anyways, of putting out some of the content that we were able to shoot in Japan. Now, we put out a video on Tuesday of us going to one of Japan's many fishing festivals. We went in there, we bought a bunch of the custom stuff, and we're doing a big giveaway at the end of our previous video. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I highly recommend that you do. We got some awesome stuff. And then we also threw together our own little store custom prize pack that we're also giving away. So there's 6 prizes in total. It's really easy to enter. You just have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and comment on that video, and then subscribe to our Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, because I've seen a bunch of comments you guys not having Instagram, and I get it. I don't want to have all the social media either, but that's where we're living right now. So that's a really cool giveaway that we're doing. It's actually just a cool video. I had a great time, met a ton of awesome people. Japan is just very special for how they kind of, the community that I feel that they all have in the fishing community. So it's refreshing. That being said, we have a great video for you guys today as well. Now, as far as fishing for us, we have a couple weeks left. We're gonna try to get out and film as much stuff and do as much as we can to get you guys, to get us through the winter. And then you know, well, we're a couple months away here from going to the States. It's really not that bad. Not terrible. So that is kind of our plan going forward. We got still a ton more content, as well as one of the coolest videos I've ever been a part of. Something that I've been trying to do my entire life is going to be, you guys are going to start to see clips about it. When are we putting that video out?
That video will come out. This is what, today's Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to have it ready for either Tuesday coming up or definitely Sunday.
So either next Tuesday or next Sunday. So next week we're going to start a new series on this channel that I am very, very excited about. And yeah, the first installment is coming out next week. So definitely make sure you guys watch out for that. Now, for this week, awesome stuff. I'm going to start with one of my personal favorite brands in Dual Realis. This week we have brought in the Dual Realis versus Shad Fat in the 5-inch. This is a product that you guys had asked me to bring in for quite some time. A little hesitant, just based on the fact that there is a lot of swim baits kind of in this category, but I do really like this one. After spending the last couple, I don't know, we were there, what, 2 weeks ago? I played with so much stuff in the tank. This was actually one that stood out to me as being just a little bit more unique. Now, this is kind of the profile that you're going to get with it. Fat body, super slim tail. It has a good head walk on it. It has a nice roll, and it has a bunch of tail kick. The tail's actually going to twist a bit as it's going. Duo did a great job on this swim bait. I'm very reluctant to just keep bringing in swim baits, but this is one that kind of fills a action hole. Also, Duo has a bunch of cool colors that aren't as prevalent in a lot of other brands. So yeah, the Versus Shad 5-inch we have brought in. Now, I like to throw this primarily on a little ball head, so a little 3/0 or 4/0 ball head if you can find one in a lighter weight. I like to fish this on a lighter head. Or if you're going to fish it completely weedless, you can just throw this on an EWG and it works perfectly. You can also throw this on like a flashy swimmer or something like that if you want. But I personally like to just do the old screw lock, bring it up, no weights on it. 4/0 is the perfect size for this. It has a sort of a double little hook keeper there. So there's a deep one and then a little bit more of a shallow one. So you're going to make sure that you're going to have this weedless coming through everything. It's just a really good swim bait. I'm going to run through the colors with you guys really quickly. So we'll start with that first one I was holding up is going to be light pro blue. So a blue back with a white belly. Psychedelic chartreuse. We all need a crazy chartreuse color. So it's like a green on the back and a yellow on the belly. Chartreuse shad. So chartreuse with a sort of a white, it's like a silver fleck belly. Young melon. So green back with It's just green back with an orange belly. It's actually a cool color. Sexy Shad UV. So that's that blue back with sort of a pearl gold dusted belly. Cool one. White back Shad. This is money color here. So white back and then clear with some fleck. Green pumpkin red flake. There's that guy. And finally, baby bass. The standard baby bass color. There's the pearl for you. So yeah, not a crazy amount of colors, but for the most part, good ones. If you're on a crazy bite and you're getting that psychedelic chartreuse to go through, I'd love to see where you're fishing. So that is going to be the Versa Shad Fat 5-inch from Duo. And then we also have the Versa Pintail 5-inch. Now, no one here can confirm or deny if we've had them before. I feel like we have. If we haven't had them, it's been a very long time since we have. This is a great bait. I actually originally got a big amount of these from a previous trip to Japan, and I've been using these as a mid-strolling bait. I also really love these as a bladed jig trailer. These have a phenomenal shimmy fall, especially when you're using them weightless. Basically, the bottom half of the bait is infused with a heavier salt content. While you're throwing this, if you're just throwing it weightless on like an EWG hook, the shimmy fall is really, really cool. You basically just pitch it up against a low piece of structure and just let it fall down. It is a flat out fish catcher. If we haven't had these, I'm doing something wrong. I might need to get replaced. This should be a staple in everybody's arsenal by this time. If I haven't had it, I apologize for not having it up to this point. We have it now. I'm gonna run through the colors really quick. And again, this is a great mid-strolling bait. This is a good bladed jig trailer. This is a good swim jig trailer. This can be fished on a ball head. This can be twitched. It is a very, very versatile style of bait. It is a very versatile bait in itself. Awesome one from Duo, Versa Pintail 5.0. We're gonna start right here with that green pumpkin red flake. Sexy UV, all the same colors as the last one. I'm just gonna blaze through these really quick. Chartreuse Shad, psychedelic chartreuse, young melanin, whiteback shad, baby bass, and light pro blue. So both of them available in all the same colors. 5-inch, awesome stuff from Duo. They rarely disappoint me. I don't know the last thing they've made where I was like, eh. The Duo just does a phenomenal job. So moving over to one of my favorite products that got restocked, we're gonna have the dual Realis Wriggle ND Slim in the 3.0, so 3-inch. I'm gonna open one of these up and just talk to you guys about it for a minute. So the Wriggle ND Slim has become the shop's #1 selling Ned rig style bait. I know Ned rig gets a lot of hate, but at the end of the day, it is one of the most effective ways to catch fish. It's very simple, everybody can do it, and they catch giants. I've seen 7-pounders come on Ned rigs, I'm not exaggerating. Johnny who works here caught a mega, one of the biggest largemouth I've ever seen on a little baby 3-inch Ned rig like this. The special thing about the Wriggle ND, #1, it's elastomer. Like every other Ned rig that you're used to, it's gonna have that super stretchy type body. It's gonna have these bulbs. Now what these bulbs are gonna do for the bait, while you're shaking it, it's going to give it a nice erratic action, a little bit differently from the stick baits that you're probably used to fishing. The real thing with this guy is on the retrieve. Now, when you think your cast is done and you're sort of reeling it in, bringing it back into you, this is back there just kind of swimming and having a erratic tail around. I can't tell you how many fish I've caught when I thought the cast was dead. I basically have decided, hey, I'm gonna bring it in, I'm gonna throw it back out. I start reeling in, boom, get smashed, and only happens to me for whatever reason on these Wriggle NDs. So we did a Ned rig video maybe a month ago on all the JDM stuff. We had what I thought was a pretty decent stock. You guys ate all of them up. I have every single color back in stock, so your green pumpkins, even the sort of laminate colors, like this is Rocky Melon CS. This is gonna be the green pumpkin chartreuse. I've got standard weird colors, UV brown perch. The one that I'm holding here is Lodic white. So this is sort of the closest one to like a traditional Lake Ontario goby, I would say, with that white belly. If I can only have one of the standard colors, it's probably going to be tube worm. It's like a dark green pumpkin with some purple fleck. Tundra is green pumpkin. So all of the colors return on the Wriggle ND Slim. If you're a fan of throwing Ned rigs or you're just a fan of catching fish in general, I highly recommend you guys pick up a pack of these. They come 7-2 a pack for an elastomer product. They're gonna last you a long time. It's just one of those little secret weapons that I always have at least tied on, even if I don't throw it. I've pulled so many giants when I thought things were over for the day. This thing is just a cleanup bait. Really good one from Duo. So that's gonna be it for Duo. Let's move on to Raid. Okay, this week with Raid, I got a big package in the mail. I'm like, man, this is the one I've been waiting for. Everything is in there. I open it up, and our carrier decided to deliver one of many packages and decide to misplace the important one. So I don't have the 7.5-inch fish rollers this week. We'll have them for next week. I've been assured that the package is going to get delivered on Monday or Tuesday, so those will be here for next Thursday. What I do have is a small restock in the 6.5-inch, specifically in the Zaco color. They're bait fish sort of pattern, one of the most popular colors, so that's going to be back in the 6.5-inch. And then in the 5-inch, I also got 3 colors back in stock, including Zaco as well. So that amazing bait fish color, one of the most popular ones. Inako in the fish skin. And then also another one that seems to always fly out of here, live fish. So those are back in the 5, and then in the 4-inch, we were only out of one color, the bait, and we see that guy return in the fish skin color. This is one of my favorite colors, and it has a little silver indicator dot on the head, so you can kind of see it coming back if you're fishing in clear water. Awesome, awesome color. Those are back from Raid Japan. Okay, now let's talk about some lines. So a lot of our Sunline has been out of stock for quite some time. All of our shooter returns. You guys know shooter, especially the 7-pound, is one of my all-time favorite connecting knots when I'm using anything spinning. So we got all of the finesse specials back in stock. The marionette specials are all back in stock. So all the good sizes of shooter, all sizes of shooter, everything is now back in stock from Sunline. Another product that I have been asked 1,000 times when it's coming back in is going to be the Almight in the pink color from Sunline. I have all the sizes, so the 7.2, the 11, the 13, the 16.5, and the 18.5. Everything is back in stock. If you're not familiar with the Almight, I'll take one out here for you. This is my main go-to line for all things spinning. The main benefit of this, it actually has a weighted core line, so it's a 4-strand. It's going to have a core that runs through it, which is going to help this line to sink. Now, why do you want sinking line? Number one, you're going to have a better direct tie to your bait, which is going to help with action. So if you're working it, your line isn't going to be sort of riding on the top and then cutting down. You're going to have that direct tie. It's great for, you know, throwing swim baits, Ned rigs, anything bottom contact or moving. This has been my go-to. I don't think I own a rod without this on there right now. If I could only have one main line for all of my spinning, it's going to be the Almight. So all this returns back in stock. Now, something that I haven't had in stock to try is the all new Overwatch from Sunline. So this is a spinning rod specific braided line. It's a very thin line. It's a very slick line. So it's going to help with casting distance. And then they've also metered it. So you can see there that there's a dark green and a chartreuse. So there's going to be 30 inches of dark green and then 12 inches of chartreuse. So you can still see your line as you're working it on the bottom, but you can also have the camouflage of that dark green if it matters to you. I'm kind of used to the pink, so I don't think they don't seem to mind it. You just got to run a bit longer of a leader, but the Overwatch is really cool. So it's only going to be available in spinning weights. So we're going to have 8, 10, 12, 16, and 18 pound in the Overwatch. This is one that I'm actually really excited to try. I like super slick lines. I do like the idea of the camouflage. Sometimes when I am using this, I'm kind of like, man, it'd be great to have a dark green but still have some visibility so I can watch the line. I'm looking forward to using this Overwatch. So this is now available. This is actually a new product for us. I don't know why we didn't have it before. Okay, and then if you're not caring about, you know, camouflage at all, you could look at the Siglon PE AMZ X8. So this is an 8-strand braid. We only brought in one color at the time. I think they've been sold out of the other ones for a while. That's the color. So it's definitely not a stealthy looking color. This line, they've kind of specialized it towards abrasion resistance. So it's going to stay slick. It's going to stay smooth for the duration of its life. So if you're throwing anything where you're going to be in some you know, zebra mussels or rock or anything like that where the line can kind of get nicked up, this might be a really good option for you guys to try. Some of the bigger weights are going to be good for flipping and pitching. For now, all we're going to have is going to be 10, 12, 16, and 18. So smaller, more spinning pound test line, I would say, but still a really cool one from Sunline. I actually like that orange line. It looks pretty cool. I know you liked it when I pulled it out. Yeah, so the AMZ SIGLON PE X8 from Sunline is another new product that we have. And then finally, I brought in a couple of these just because we were doing some fishing a couple months ago, and this product came out last year at ICAST. So this is the Tepa tapered fluorocarbon system. We were doing some techniques the other day where I really wanted to have a thicker main line, but I wish that my fluorocarbon was smaller, and the knot that I tie, it wasn't really working too well for the fluorocarbon. So I ended up having to go up a little bit higher in fluorocarbon. So I started researching this stuff and I was like, you know what, this could work. So what this is basically, so this one, for instance, this is going to start at a 36-pound test, and then over the course of 10 feet, it's going to taper down to 16 feet. There is definitely a time and a place for using something like this. I only brought in 3 of the smaller sizes, so 16 to 10, 12 to 8, and then 36 to 16. There's going to be 2 in each one of these in 10-foot length. So the top is going to start at that bigger one, and then all the way down to the bottom will end at whatever the smaller one is. I'm definitely going to pick up some of these. I think that, again, it's situational, but sometimes you need the situation. If you're throwing like a little bit smaller stuff and you have to run bigger hooks, or it's clear water or whatever it may be, there is a time and a place. You're not going to use it every day, but one day you're going to wish you had it. So check these out from Sunline. Okay, next up we have some new products from our friends at Zman. I'm just joking, I know it's Zman. I still call it Z anyways, even though we're supposed to call it Z, I think. It's Z, anyways. Yeah, so Zman has come out with a couple new things that we got in from ICAST. With Zman, I think they make good stuff. I like that most of the time they make their own stuff where they've come up with their own concepts. I like stuff like that. They've obviously done some weird stuff recently, which isn't ideal, but most of the time, like I said, Zman does the Zman thing. And I think they've done that here. So these are going to be the Zman Big BallerZ. It's basically this really cool little swim bait. I was watching some videos on it earlier. Guys were catching giant reds on this thing. And it was getting me excited. So the all new Zman Big BallerZ, you can see here that it has that little ball on the tail. It's also pretty segmented deep into the body on the sides, which is going to give this bait a ton of erratic action. So they're fishing this mostly on little jig heads, little ball heads. I think this would be a dope chatterbait trailer. It's 5 inches in size. You're going to get, how many to a pack? 4 to a pack. Zman elastomer, so these are going to last you a very long time. They actually come in a lot of dope colors, even though I think these are salt forward. It's salt forward, but I think these are definitely going to play in freshwater, especially if you like throwing swim baits. That tail is just kind of like it has a little bit of vibration. If you're twitching it, it looked like it had a ton of erratic darting action. And then the way I'm probably going to try to throw this is on the back of a chatterbait. So for those things, I'll run through the colors quickly, and then we'll get over to another chatterbait trailer. Fittingly enough, the color is Redfish Toad. We'll have Redbone. All these are like classic Zman colors, except for maybe this one, Troutsicle. It's pretty dope. It's like a purple with a silver belly. Laguna Shrimp. Plum Chartreuse Tail. Can you see that all right, Ash? Okay. Pearl. Big name. Bayou Tiger. Big name, dude. Sexy Penny. Glow Chartreuse Tail. Golden Fire. Beer Run. And finally, Gold Rush. So, all those are in from Zman. I think it's a cool product. I think they did a good job on it. I'm excited to throw it. If you guys are around reds, it looks like they catch the crap out of reds. I think it'll catch bass pretty well too, so check those out. Okay, let's talk ChatterShads. This is Z-Man's all-new chatterbait trailer. These have been out since, I think, ICAST, Ash. So it is essentially a little bait fish profiled chatterbait trailer. 3.5 inch, this one is. They also come in a 4.5. I don't know that we got 4.5. It's gonna be kind of similar segments to that Big BallerZ that I just showed you. So The body kind of separates there on the side, allowing this to have a pretty good free-flowing motion. The thing I really like about this one is they've kind of streamlined the body a little bit smaller than the Razor Shad. The Razor Shad is very similar. This is just a smaller profile. This should be a really cool option. I love throwing bladed jigs more than anything. It's one of my favorite ways to power fish. I mean, you know, I'm kind of the bladed jig guy. I love bladed jigs. I'll definitely be giving this a try. I think Z-Man does a good job with their bladed jig stuff. I mean, they're kind of the bladed jig guy. So I'll run through the colors with you guys really quick. So we are gonna have chartreuse and white. We're gonna have bluegill, fire craw, black and blue laminate, electric shad, hot snake, the deal. This is one of their best colors. Green pumpkin, and finally pearl. All those are available in a 3.5 inch. They're gonna come 5 to a pack in that amazing Z-Man 10X tough elastomer material. So check those ones out. And then finally, I brought these in for my walleye brothers. So a lot of you guys have been saying we don't have a lot of good walleye jig heads. These ones look pretty good to me. This is gonna be the Z-Man Trout eyes. I know that basically the big thing with these is gonna be that large size eye. I got a couple colors. I got what I believe to be the best colors for walleye. So I'll run through the colors with you really quick. Nothing super special about these. It's just a painted jig head with a big eye. They're gonna come with a mustad alpha point hook. So yeah, we're gonna have the pearl, pink with chartreuse eye. We're gonna have the chartreuse with a red eye. That will be popular. The red with gold eye. And then a black with a glow eye. So these are gonna come in a 1/8 and a 3/16. Yeah, pretty cool. You walleye guys know what it is. If you're throwing or vertical jigging anything, they have the 90-degree line tie. The hook looks pretty stout, so you should have a pretty good hookup ratio. Cool one from Z-Man. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Make sure you check out that video we posted on Tuesday. Look forward for that one that we're going to drop probably next week, according to Ashton. And we're going to keep pumping out some awesome content for you guys. Thanks for supporting us. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for everything. Talk to you guys later.